So we are almost at the 100-day point, and quite frankly, as we've already discussed this week, Brexit is just not going well. And if we had a more sensible, grown-up government, maybe we would actually be able to have chances and talks and discussions in the House of Parliament, in the House of Commons, not just in the House of Lords, about just what is going on. And then maybe this might filter down into the public, where they might actually realise, and we might actually have proper conversations about what Brexit has done, what the impact has been, and the realisation that actually, no, we are a European country, we should be in the European Union. Doing Brexit was a dumb idea. We've said it for the longest time. Strip away any political argument, whether for leave or remain, and just look at it from a pure economics point of view. The numbers do not add up. The Brexiteers are saying that 2 + 2 = 5. 2 + 2 does not equal 5. But that's what the Brexiteers are claiming. And until even when the Labour gets round to actually trying to have this honest and open discussion, there will still be cries that 2 + 2 is 5. And that will be the point. But this is one of the points where I don't think a lot of people actually realise it. So hands up and be honest now. How many people actually realise that this agreement that we have signed up to is still only provisional? Yes, this fantastic Brexit deal, which we are apparently continuing with, is still only provisional because the European Parliament has not ratified it, predominantly because of the vaccine row that has broken out, and for the fact that we have essentially taken liberties and extended the periods from Northern Ireland for our own stuff, just for our own purposes, and not even consulted the EU on this. Which, again, as part of the agreement, we had to. So we're going to jump into the article today on just this. And to be honest, a lot of people are saying this, and this is very, very much true. The Damocles sword that is a no deal is still hanging very much over our heads. And I've got a feeling that the EU is about to potentially, maybe, be cutting those threads. Song reference for you. So, we're going to jump into today from an article from the Yorkshire Bylines. They're doing a fantastic series at the moment called The 100 Days of Brexit, where they are looking over huge sections of everything to do with Brexit and how it has affected the UK. So definitely head over there and go check them out. But before we jump onto that, here is my like and share button down below. Remember to click the like and share buttons. That does always help out the channel. And of course, there is my Patreon link down below as well. And of course, there's my one-off donation link called Buy Me a Coffee, where you can, buy me a coffee. And thank you to all the people who do support me that way. So, on with the article then. So, the title is Almost 100 Days into Brexit, and the deal is still only provisional. We're approaching the first 100 days of Brexit, and remarkably, have not yet seen the final ratification of the government's deal, the Trade and Cooperation Agreement. This leaves us considerable uncertainty for all those relying on its provisions, not least our exports and those with supply chains coming from the EU. Once signed on Christmas Eve, the agreement needed parliamentary approval by both sides. While the UK Parliament has literally nodded it through in one day, the EU took this far more seriously. After all, the 1,246 pages of a dense legal text will govern relationships of all kinds of all matters for years to come. The EU therefore agreed only on the provisional application until the European Parliament gives approval to the deal. So unlike Westminster, the European Parliament is doing a thorough job. Each of its parliamentary committees on trade, fishing, transport and so on has looked in detail at all the effects of the deal. They have noted and listened that all areas will require more detailed work, and they have secured committees about how parts of it will be implemented. The Parliament's Research Department has also published a very handy analysis of this agreement. And there is a link to that in the article as well that you can read. Ultimately, however, Parliament's approval has hit a snag: trust. Many MEPs are arguing that the EU should not approve the Trade and Cooperation Agreement while the UK is threatening to tear up the previous agreement, the Withdrawal Agreement, and in particular the Protocol on Northern Ireland. They argue that if a country cannot be trusted to implement an agreement that openly breaks international law, then what is the point of reaching any new agreement with it? So this is going to end up potentially triggering a no-deal Brexit. As I said at the start, this is still very much a potential possibility. So indeed, the announcement by Lord Frost, without even the courtesy of informing the EU in advance or even discussing it in the joint committee, has set up sorting out for the problems that the UK government will unilaterally just disapply provisions as it had previously agreed to, caused a shock and concern in the EU and beyond. After all, the agreements for Northern Ireland, which intended to attune some of the problems caused by Brexit, were negotiated, signed and ratified by the UK only months ago, on the basis of changes that Boris Johnson wanted to make to what Theresa May had sought. It is unlikely that the European Parliament will, at least at this stage, reject the deal, outright triggering a no-deal Brexit, but it could simply postpone its vote and announce that it will put the item on its agenda only when the UK government backs down from its threat to break international law. Unless the UK government walked away, this would force a decision to extend the period of provisional application of the deal. That, in turn, means prolonged uncertainty for businesses and citizens alike. But where the blame lies is very, very clear. That lies with Downing Street. And as we said only a couple of months ago, not only a month ago, 2 weeks ago now, I said that it was very, very concerning that Frosty had been put in charge of this provisional agreement. And indeed, we have seen moves not only by Frost but by the government itself to essentially try and prove, without even trying to make it work, the Northern Ireland Protocol just doesn't work. That's what they're trying to do. They're trying to go, oh, it doesn't work, so I guess we'll have to scrap it. They're not even trying to make attempts to make it work, or even making suggestions of, hey, maybe we need to do this to make it work better. You know, it's not. I 100% think that the only reason he has been put there is just a form of antagonism, just to try and get the EU to do something, so then they can justify scrapping the Northern Ireland Protocol, which, again, causes huge problems. This would destroy the Good Friday Agreement. And as we have said before, why on earth should the EU do a deal with a country that is already breaking a deal that not only just a couple of months ago it signed and agreed to? This is completely and 100% absolutely ridiculous. And if Boris Johnson and Liz Truss want to go around the world citing global Britain, then us breaking international law is not a very, very good start to that. So, as always, thank you for watching. Please do remember to hit that like and share button before you go. And of course, down below, there is a link to my Patreon page and my one-off donation link called Buy Me Coffee, where you can, well, buy me a coffee. And thank you to all those people who do support me that way. And thanks for watching, and we'll see you all next time.